the universe works. And it's actually not all that complicated.
Density is pretty much the amount of matter or stuff in a certain amount of space.
Look at the two squares on the board. Okay? Based on what you know about matter, stuff, and space, which of the squares do you think is more dense? Clap if you think one is. Now clap if you think two is. Very good. Because number 2 has more matter or stuff in the same amount of space as square number 1, it is more dense than square 1.
Now look at these bottles. Each of these bottles has 3 different colored liquids. Each liquid is more dense than the next. Now, if I dropped a coin in, you'll see they sink to the bottom. This is because the coins are more dense than all the liquids and go straight through. Now here's a question. What do you think will happen if I drop the cork in?
It'll fall.
Correct. Because the cork is less dense than all the liquids, it floats right on top.
Now, look at these 3 cups here. All 3 of the cups look like they have the same liquid in them. But watch what happens when we drop these eggs. Each of the liquids has different densities. In this cup, you only have water. And because the egg is denser than the water, the egg sinks to the bottom. To this cup, we added table salt, which increases the density of the water. The egg is now not more dense than the water, and instead of going all the way to the bottom, it swims in the middle of the cup. In this cup, we added even more table salt, which had an even greater effect on the liquid. And now, the egg is not really close to the density of the water, and so it floats right on top. Now, to make sure you guys understand all that we taught you today, we're going to ask you a few questions. We've got 2 groups of students here, Group 1, Group 2. Alright, I want you to raise your hand if you think you're in the group of students that is less dense. Exactly, you guys are the group of students who is less dense because you have less students than this group has in the same amount of space.
Now, let's come back to the bottles. What do you think will happen when we drop the paper clips in?
It'll sink in the middle. Middle.
Middle? Right to the middle. You're correct. Because the paper clip is more dense than 2 of the liquids, but less dense than the 3rd one, it goes right to the center.
This concludes our demonstration on density.
And we thank you for having us here today. And if you want to do this at home, have parental supervision.